share this when I'm on the phone. Every time this happens. Oh, here we go. Okay. You should know the deal. Maybe I should move up. Yep, how's it going? Now I can't pull people's questions up while I'm on the phone. So I'll read them as we go. Yep, Rolex, Karen, Eddie, Scott, Jacob, hi, how's it going? Dan, thank you for being a member, appreciate that. Floyo. Vanessa, I'm great. Good to see your face. You get pulled over. No, I'm in the airport waiting for my mommy. And since I'm waiting, I might as well do a live. It's at least gonna be 20 minutes. So let's do a live Q&A. Why not? Do you know anything about type 1 diabetes? 38 CFR, but in that case, those are a little bit tricky. But generally, you'll see all the diabetes linked to all the hypertension, maybe some obesity there. It's usually a whole gamble, a whole smorgasbord of you're jacked up, right? Versus like diabetes direct. From Puerto Rico, what's up? How's it going? Yep, picking up my mommy. I don't think people are happy with me at the airport right now, but I'm just not gonna move. The Albuquerque VA fit me in last minute on the road. That helped a lot. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome, Todd. Thank you for being a member. Thanks for sharing that too. Healthcare is important, peoples. Still want to thank you for all you do, Deborah. Appreciate that. Hey, thought you got pulled over. Nope, just did a HLR on the phone for fatty liver. Hate to see that. Fatty liver isn't really, I'm not saying it's invalidated or to discount it, but it's not what I would put all my eggs in the basket for. Gecko, I recently had my sleep apnea denied. Secondary to PTSD, I have 2 medical nexus letter. I filed for HLR. HLR is like the general answer whenever a veteran's denied secondary sleep apnea to PTSD with nexus letters. The only thing I'm questioning is why were you denied? And is there any competing evidence that the CMP examiner cited, or did they simply just say, blah, 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 you know, your sleep apnea is not connected to your PTSD, versus them saying like, hey, this veteran's morbidly obese, that's a greater cause for sleep apnea, therefore the medical nexus can't be given, right? Less likely it's not. So it just depends on what's going on with your sleep apnea secondary denial. All right, success rate for claims, upper 50% question mark. I don't know what you're talking about. I can tell you, Jaden Anthony, I assume you mean evidence-based VA claims, if that is the case, which is cool. I'm going to move forward, actually, because I'm next to the handicap spot. And I got a feeling this handicap dude is going to be not happy. Okay, right here. Hold on. Let me just park the car. The only people we've given their money back happy, and it's been 3 people, although 2 of those assumed we would magically get them connected without evidence, so that's another story. Tavares, hey, thank you. You know why I'm thanking you? Anyways, if I sent in my awards notices to the person you assigned me, what general timing before I have the meeting with the person? They should have emailed you, actually. I don't want to check my email now because it might mess up the live, But right after I end this live, I'm gonna tell them to respond to you. Okay. Yeah, should be very, very soon. Right, and I don't know whenever I sent them to you. Is either today or yesterday, but you should hear a response soon. Jerome, how's it going? Robert, hi Clay, appreciate your content. All right, if claiming IBD secondary to mental health, better to use obesity as an intermediate step or IBS secondary? Yeah, so it depends on what mental health we're talking about. You'll see IBS really connected to things like anxiety and stress, maybe some NSAIDs, like long period of time NSAIDs. So Kumis says, hey Clay, 100% PNT, thank you for all you do and all you do for veterans. Hey, appreciate that. I wish I could make the money rain, but I can't do it on my phone. Right, Central Texas, what's up? Thomas says, I'm 90% anything and 65 anything on IU. I don't know what anything on IU means, but you should email us at vaclaims@ebvaclaims.com. Right? Yep, in Gecko Blue, it's because you're obese, so that changes things, okay? I'm curious as to if your medical nexus, 1, where they came from, 2, who wrote them, and 3, why they left out competing evidence. So already something is wrong there. Jacob Bay says, went to my 6-month checkup with the VA, complained about my feet, and sent in for x-ray. Is that common? Very common. VA is concerned with healthcare. All right? If you complain to your primary care doctor, you should expect treatment, because that's what the VHA does, and they don't care about your VA rating. No Passport said, bro, just had my CMP for anxiety. The doctor didn't ask me a lot of questions that were on the DBQ. I've heard stories like that where the exam ends up being favorable as far as service connection and rating because the evidence was there and the examiner only asked questions on what they needed. And then I just saw the other side where the examiners are absolute dog water. So, all right, Kay Ann says, what do you about dental work done in military and not getting an exit dental appointment for discharge and VA not allowing vet to be seen for an appointment? Yeah, so for VA dental, you need to be service connected for a dental condition or 100% PNT. That's why. All right, now as far as exit exams, I mean, that's on your service, kind of on you for what that looks like. But yeah, you're supposed to have a exit dental exam as well as a gen med exam. Nadia says, I have IU and can't understand the definition of what an approved job is. Easily, okay? I think the number is 15,560. Don't quote me on that. I would just call it 14,000 personally, because I'm not messing with that. And so if you get a job and annually you make 14,000 a year, you're good to go, homie. That's TDIU. You make over that, you're not good to go, and the VA will let you know. Can you file left-right knee problems secondary to my radiculopathy? That is a weird connection, saying that your sciatic nerve damage, which stems from your lower spine, is causing your knee conditions. Not saying it's impossible, because anything can be secondary to anything given the evidence. I would just ask what your evidence is, and it's probably not there. So it's weird. I'm not saying no, I'm just saying it's weird. Is it common for VA to shred your records? No, it's not, and they are electronic. Roger Hillman, currently at 90, working towards 100. Your info and guidance have been invaluable. Hey, Roger, you might want to email us. VA Claims at ebvaclaims.com. We have a money back guarantee. All right, meaning if you don't get your increase, which for you at 90, your increase would be 100%. So anyone at 90 who uses evidence-based VA claims, if you don't get an increase, you get your money back, all of it. It's right there in the contract, clear as day. So if you're not 90%, you really have nothing to lose. So you might want to hit us up, or don't. That's fine, whatever you want. Bill Edwards, been a long time, Clay. I was awarded for my BDD claim. I'm 100% PNT. Bill, congrats to you, dude. Especially off of BDD. You have no. If you come 100% P&T from a BDD claim, you are missing lots of heartache and lots of stress. Yeah, Bill Edwards, I was derp turkeys. Derp, thank you very much, dude. RV, thank you for being a member. Thanks for everything, Clay. Finding your channel cleared up so many questions. How long do you think new claims are getting delayed with the shutdown going on? That's the question, man. The House, the Democrat Affairs Committee on X, on Twitter, posted about delays in claims and how the VA secretary is not telling the full truth, which is obvious, because regional benefit offices are closed and there are going to be delays on new claims. How many delays? Not sure, but what they posted is that some claims processors have been furloughed, and so obviously that would have an effect on claims being processed. Bill Peak, I also denied sleep apnea with a psychiatrist and MD Nexus statement stating obesity caused by service-connected CMP exam said due to obesity. Just hit third Nexus for my new psychiatrist. All right, if obesity caused it, Bill, that's great. You have the evidence there from private and CMP examiner. Perfect. Question, what caused your obesity? Right, if you can get that to be service connected or recognized or intermediate step, or however you want to say it, then you're heading down the right path. If you can't, you probably aren't. Rick Tavius, I'm 100% P&T as of 2 days ago. Rick Tavius Anderson, congrats, homie. Questy, the VA is doing an ACE for my sleep apnea. I'm service accepted for deviated septum, rhinitis. I submitted sleep study, CPAP script. Next letter for my primary. Is ACE a good thing? ACE isn't good or bad. That's not the issue with this claim. The issue is that the claim is sleep apnea secondary to rhinitis with deviated septum. Can it be connected that way? Yes. Is it commonly denied? Also yes. I'm curious as to what your evidence is. And again, with sleep apnea, there's correlating factors. You're never going to get caused by. It's going to be at least as likely. So there's more than likely. You're not going to see more likely than not for sleep apnea. You'll see at least as likely secondary. And so the causation is just not there. So you're looking at correlating factors. And so how many correlating factors do you have that point to your deviated septum and your rhinitis linking your sleep apnea? And the other question that everyone always forgets is what correlating factors do you have going against you? Like obesity, that's one, right? Is right now a good time to put in a claim for increase because I did? Yeah, that's fine. You can put in a claim. There's almost never a bad time to submit a claim. IBS associated with burn pit exposure. So if you're looking at MUCMIs, because that's what you're looking at, that's fine. I would tailor your evidence to detail your exposure specifically. Do you think 100% P&T pay should be higher? $14.29 is 3x the month of 100% P&T. Do I think 100% P&T should be higher? I'll tell you this. I cover a lot of VA news, and it's usually not good. Sometimes it's good. And it can seem like I hate the VA, but I really don't. I'm extremely grateful. I think we all should be grateful for the benefits that we've earned. Because at the end of the day, the VA is the only entity providing benefits for us. Period. How many countries join their service and don't have a well-funded Department of Veteran Affairs on their end, you know? So I think we should be grateful. And with that said, I think the pay is correct. You know, it's just under $4,000 with no dependents at 100% P&T. Then you have all your other benefits. Healthcare at 50% is like the biggest one that everyone just kind of overlooks. That's a big one there. Just got 100 this week thanks to your videos. Hey, CB Vet, that's awesome. Congrats. I wish I could do my money thing for you. Thank you for taking time to answer. No worries. Castro, doing a BDD, just had my mental health CMP exam, went 90 minutes, anxiety, PTSD, depression were all noted. She asked about my meds I was on, and it was really smooth sailing. That sounds like a pretty decent CMP exam, especially for BDD claim. And if you have a PTSD and service stressor event, which I'm just going to assume you do, that's a slam dunk claim there. So, and you're on meds. So, healthcare is important. The Lo-Fi Beats Lounge. Much respect for you for what you do. How are you? You have so much, but how are you? I'm good, dude. My life is awesome. You know what people don't know is yeah, I make money from YouTube, obviously. I quit my job to do this full time. In a way to give back, I became a youth pastor. So I got a master's in youth ministry, became a youth. I'm in a residency position right now, so I give back a lot through time. So we're doing great, man. We're doing good over here. Robert Womble, thank you for being a member. It says, want file secondary but nervous to get lower percent. I sent email. I'll respond to you, assuming you sent it to VA Claims at ebvaclaims.com. I'll respond. It is a long weekend. I'm going to King's Dominion tomorrow with the youth group. Yeah, I'll definitely respond. Jerry, how's it going? Pets and animals. I had my sleep apnea. A lot of sleep apnea claims today. Denied secondary to my asthma, and the CMP examiner only asked questions about my sleep apnea and nothing connected it to my asthma. Well, I would want to know who your CMP examiner was in the first place, like what specialty did they go with. Asthma is not too far off the beating path there. And I'm going to assume you're rated at 30% for asthma. If you're rated at 60 for asthma, then it doesn't matter. Travis says, have you ever experienced or heard of the VA scheduling for you for a CMP exam for something you didn't file for during the BDD claim process? It depends on what we're talking about, right? So the most common questions I get on weird CMP exams are Gen Med. People are like, what's Gen Med? It's essentially everything. That's not a specialty. That's not a good explanation at all. But I currently have an exam for eye condition, have no clue. Could be a clerical error. I would call the VA personally and just look at that. Hey, we have a new member, John Holland. Thank you. I can't pull your name up because I'm on my phone. I'm usually on my computer, but I appreciate that, dude. Thank you for being a member. You should join our Discord. It's on my channel page on the links. Dude, my phone gets hot when I'm streaming. Okay. Offhand, you say records are electronic. VA told me my records were shredded. How do I get a copy of Blue Button Report? All right. Blue Button Report. It's weird to have a VA provider tell you that it's shredded. I would look at your Blue Button Report, unless we're talking like private records or something like that. Yeah. Justin Brockman says, how long after CMP exam does it take to get a decision nowadays? No one knows. No one can answer that question. Sorry. You'll get it when you get it. If the VA sends you outside to medical care for like knees, will they still document what you say? Yeah, so if it's like community care, the answer is yes, okay? There have been some hiccups. Maybe Kish can explain this better than I can. There have been some hiccups. I see that donation. I'll get to it. There's been some hiccups with community care records specifically. Going back to VHA. So you might want to double tap that with your claim if you're an avid community care user. All right, John, for $9.99. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it. Denied for lower back pain. Favorable findings shows a diagnosis for IVDS and onset in-service treatment for back pain in Iraq. Denied for continuity. That is insane to me. Would a lay statement in a Nexus get this approved? I wouldn't. So a Nexus would be good. I wouldn't actually recommend that for you because of the severity of your diagnosis. Like we're talking about IVDS here. I think a statement would go into play, and then any sort of personal statement, and then any sort of lay statements, and the evidence you're looking for, like the golden ticket, would be you've been seeking health care. of your IVDS throughout the years. Okay, that would be pretty cool. That's probably not the case for you. And if that's not the case, then I would talk about over-the-counter medication, your symptoms, because it's not continuity of care, it's continuity of symptoms showing a persistent, continuous disability, continuity of symptoms, right? And I would just have that talk there, do the statement, supplemental claim, and then obviously any medical evidence you can plug the hole of the gap. That's what you're looking for, brother. So thank you very much, John. Continuity is something that slaps a ton of veterans in the face all the time. Is there somewhere that show how far HLRs are backlog right now? Nope. Do you offer any payment plans? I'm still active duty and working for free at the moment. We do, Bluff and B. I think you've already emailed me. We do. We don't advertise them, but if you ask about it, we can work something out. Okay? It's on an honor system, though, and it kind of screws us. But yes, we do. I'm retired military with service connection disability, 64 years old, under IU, being paid. I can't work. Should I stay on IU? Yes. Don't overcomplicate it. The answer is yes. Offhand, thank you very much for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. I just realized I could like these. Let me do this. Oh, can't like that. Okay. Thank you very much, offhand. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much. We have a new member as well. Chef Bear Claw. That's hilarious. Thank you. I think I'm going to get told to move my car. Let's just not make eye contact with them. All right. Bill says the Nexus letter say my service connection PTSD and meds caused obesity. That's pretty solid to me. All right. Yeah, and you have an increase for PTSD. So your obesity has a route. Let me word this correctly. Your obesity has a route to be recognized for an intermediate step. Oh, he's coming right at me. He's going to blow the whistle. You guys think I can make it? Hold on, I'll get back to answering questions. Boo. Boo, airport man, boo. Okay, hold on, let me go park somewhere else. I'm at Reagan National Airport. If you've ever been here, you know it's absolutely nuts. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. We've made it. Oh. Okay. What do I do when I get 0 in service-connected decisions? You look at your symptoms, homie. That's what you do. If you get service-connected, but at 0%, which is a good thing, service connection is the hill, okay? Get past the hill, everything else easy peasy. But then after that, you look at symptoms, you look at evidence, you look at why the VA rated you at 0%, and then you look at your evidence that shows why you should not be rated at 0%. All right, do 526 and 0995 to get rated at the same time in place. You're really looking at some regional office and NWQ stuff here. Had everything on my 526 approved with a decision letter, but nothing came on my... Oh, no, it doesn't go like that. Not how you're implying LA Same. They're processed, right, at the same time. Depending on what happens. Like one claim might need more development than the other. Who knows? I applied for VeteranAI at the end of September. I'm 70%. Is approval guaranteed? Nope. You qualify. But approval has something to do with your VA rating. That's qualification. Approval looks at your inability to maintain gainful employment with your current training and skills. Healthcare is huge. Yes, it is. Clay, telehealth appointment, CMP coming up for mental health. Nervous, haven't heard good things about them. So in-person and or telehealth, that's not a big deal really. The big deal is, I mean, if the examiner doesn't suck, that's a big one obviously. But your evidence for service connection, that's first, and then second is your evidence for proper rating. All right. Have an appointment with Dr. Sharma in 3 weeks because of your recommendation. Looking forward to a positive outcome. I can tell you this. Never have I've worked with Dr. Sharma. I think it'll be 3 years in January. 3 years in January. Never, ever, ever, not a single time, and trust me, he's helped a ton of veterans. Not a single time has anyone ever complained. Ever. Boys and girls, my mommy's here. I have to go bye-bye, okay? I don't know how to end this on the phone, so just give me a second.